You can create the shortcut of it. So this is the workspace. So where all your programs that you written will be stored. So if you want to change it to different folder in your machine, you can change it. So left side, this is package explorer. So we'll file new, and you can select Java project. If you are not able to see the Java project here, so you can go to other and you can select the Java project here. Click next. So this is the default location from where you wanted to store this project information. If you want to change it to different location, you can change it, or you can use the default location. So default location is your workspace location. So I am creating my project name, and next. So inside project, so by default it will create a folder with name source. All our source files will get stored inside this source folder and compiled. So Eclipse will compile your Java programs automatically and it will generate the class files. So where those output class files will get stored. So in your Java training project folder, so it will get stored in a bin folder. Source will contain the source files and compiled Java programs will be stored in the bin folder. So if you want to change it to a different directory, you can change it. And finish. Now your project is created. So in source, you can create the classes. So I have created a class with name Hello World. I think it's already fixed. Okay. So don't worry about this class structure. So any Java program you start will get starts with class and class name, and this class name and the file name that you are using for Java should be same. So if you change this class name, you should change the file name over here. Otherwise it will not get compiled. So if you change this, you can see this error in Eclipse. The public type hello world must be defined in its own file because the file name is hello world because we removed it, so it is thinking that it is not that file. So it should be defined with file name. So any Java program execution will start with a function called main. So the syntax of this function is public static void main, and it will take the parameters of this. So we will see what is this public static void in next sessions. Please concentrate on how Eclipse can be used for writing programs. So Eclipse has intelligence to complete the statements. So I will just type the main and press Control space. So it will show me the suggestions so that I can use and complete it. So if I similarly for printing out the value, I will type sys-o and press Control S, Control space. It will complete the statement. Now I am printing the statement hello world to the console. Saving it, and I can run. So here in the menu run from, you can select the run option for running the Java program. So in the console you can see the output. So if there are any errors, you can see the error list. It will show the compilation errors in the screen and the line. So you can put your mouse over there and you can see the error list. So insert closed brace to complete the expression and insert semicolon to complete the statement. Now the compilation error is gone. If you save, it will be compiled again and you will not have any errors. So the advantage of this is using Eclipse, so you can write programs in a faster manner and you can identify the compilation errors while writing the program. So you need not wait till the time of compilation, and it will have the intelligence to provide you the suggestions. So now we will write some general programs using the operators and assignments. So if I want to add two numbers, how can I add two numbers? So I wanted to add 2 plus 3. So and print the result. I can directly in the print statement I can write 2 plus 3. And I have run the program. This is for running the program. Both are same, running from here and running from here. This is the icon available and this is from menu. So the result 5 gets printed. Now I want to prepend the result. See, now it is not added. The result is printed as 23. This is called concatenation of the strings. So because the printer and statements will print the strings, so if you have the string concatenated with the integer, this is also considered as a string and it is not calculating the operation. The plus is the operator used for concatenation of the strings, not only for the addition. So if any of the operand, so this we call it as operands. So any of the operand is a string, then the other operand is considered as a string. Earlier we don't have any strings as operands. These were considered as numbers and it has printed the result. But now we have the string operand, the remaining operands are also considered as a. So how can I change this? This parenthesis, these braces I can use for setting the priority. So the result, first the compiler or interpreter will execute the expression inside the braces. So while executing this statement, first it will execute this braces and then it will execute this plus operator and then it will combine the value. Otherwise it will execute from left to right. If I don't use this, it will execute from left to right. First it will execute till this point, then it will become a single operand plus the other operand is 3 and again the single operand, the result will become a string and it will concatenate the 3 to that string. To avoid that I can use these braces. So it will change the execution of the expression. First it will execute the braces, it will execute this and then it will use this plus operator and it will use this string. So then finally it will become the string. Now the result is 5. So this is how you can execute, or so you can define a variables. So I am declaring 3 variables. And assigning values. So here I have defined 3 variables declared and assigned values and doing the operation and assigning the result to the variable C and printing the value of C. So this is also one way you can write program statements. Similarly, you can do multiplication operations. So 2 into 3 is 6 and division operations. 2 by 3 is 0. So 2 will go 3 0 times with 3. So now we will. So here is the division operation. So 2 will go one time in 3. So this is how you can do the basic operations. So if I wanted to increment the value of A, so now again we will go back to the operators. So these are unary operators which will have only single operand. The plus plus and minus minus are used for incrementing or decrementing the value. So we will see how the plus plus and minus minus will work in a program. I have taken a variable a of data type integer and assigned the value 3. So plus plus a. So this is called prefix operation. So the meaning of the statement is increment the value of a by 1. So which is similar to a equal to a plus 1. So there is a shorthand operators. These are assignment operators. These we call shorthand operators. So you can write like a plus equal to 1. This meaning that a equal to a plus 1. So all these three statements are same. So this slash slash here I used is for commenting. So the code inside this will not be executed. So this slash slash used for commenting a line. So if you want, so this will not be compiled and executed after this slash slash. So it will compile up to this point only. So anything you write after this slash slash, it will not be compiled in that line. So all these three statements are same. They will increment the value of variable a by 1. So you can use any of the notation. And I wanted to print the value of a. So the value in a is 3. After increment it has printed the value 4. Similarly you will have postfix operator plus plus. So this is called postfix. Earlier what we used is a prefix operator. So now again I am printing the value of a 4. But what is the difference between prefix and postfix operators? We will just come here. So this is prefix operator. I have incremented the value of variable a and I have printed it. So it has incremented, the initial value is 3, it has incremented and printed the value 4. Now I will increment with postfix operator. So if you see now the value is not incremented, it has printed the value 3. So why it is not incremented? This postfix operators will get executed after the statement completion. Now if I print the value of a again, so second time it got printed as 4. Here I did not increment anything, but the increment was happened in the previous statement. means the value of the postfix increment is available in the next statement. So it will not be executed during the statement. So it will have the least priority. So postfix expressions will get executed at the end of the statements. So that's why you will not see the value of A printed here as 4. It gets incremented after this statement, and so when you print for the next time, so you will see the value of A gets incremented. So is that clear? So now we will look at relational operators. So relational operators are used for comparing the values in the variables. Suppose, so for comparing the values in the variables, I can use the control statements. So now we will see the control statements. So this control statements for controlling the flow of your program execution. So you might write so many statements in a program, but based on situation, the flow of execution needs to get changed. So we will take a general case of a discount for an order. So if order is greater than $100, we wanted to give a discount of 5%. If order is greater than $1,000, we wanted to give a discount of 20%. So there is a different discounts in our program you wanted to do based on the order amount. So how will you control the flow of execution? How will you verify that order amount is greater than this amount or order amount is less than this amount? So those kind of decision can be taken using these control statements or conditional statements. So you can define a condition saying that, so if order is greater than $100 is a condition, so then the statements that needs to be executed is discount 10%, 5%. Else block will get executed if condition is not met. So there are different conditional statements which will control your flow of execution. So we will see how can we write conditional statements. So I am defining, because amount is a decimal number, so I am defining float. So variable name is order amount. So it is of $100. So I wanted to calculate the bill amount after discount. So I have declared the variable with name bill amount. So now I am writing the condition. If is the statement, conditional statement used for condition. Order amount is greater than 100. So then the block of statements that needs to be executed. So for defining the block we use curly braces. So this block of statements will get executed. So if the order amount is greater than 100. Otherwise they will not get executed. So you can write the statements inside this block for the discount calculation. So bill amount, so we wanted to give 5% discount. So 5% discount means 0.05. Okay, I think, yeah, because this is the, so if you define a constant like this, it is considering the default data type for this constant as double. So that's why it is saying cannot convert from the double to float. So as we define the constant 0.05 here, it is treating it as double and it is a floating point number, and so it will consider the size, big size variable value, but we define the float for this bill amount, that's why it is not accepting it. So you can change the statement in a different way. So because in this statement now we don't have any decimal constants. If you define any decimal constant, so it will be treated by default as double. So here it is showing me the error, the local variable bill amount may not be initialized, because here you can see I have declared the variable, I have not assigned any value to it. I have assigned the value to it inside this if condition statement. This condition may get executed or may not get executed based on this value of the order amount. So if the order amount greater than 100, then only we will get the value inside bill amount. So if order is not greater than 100, so you will not get any value inside bill amount. So that's why the compiler is showing you the error, saying that, so there might be cases you will not have a bill amount value assigned. So now the default value I wanted to assign as order amount. So if order is greater than 100, the bill amount will be discounted from the order amount 5% discount. If it is not greater than 100, the statement will not get executed. So bill amount will be as it is, as order amount. So the initial value of the bill amount I have assigned as order amount. So now I will execute this program. So the order amount is, the bill amount is 100. So why this discount is not given? Because order amount is equal to 100, it is not greater than 100. So equal to is, greater than is one of the relational operators. Similarly we have less than, equal to, and not equal to. So this condition results in a value called true or false. It's a boolean. So if it is true, then only the condition what you have given, if it is true, then only the block of statements inside this will get executed. Otherwise it will not execute this block. So you have a different conditional construct, that is if else. Here you can say if this condition is executed, execute this block of statements, else execute this block of statements. So we will take our earlier case. I will not assign any initial default value to the bill amount. So here I can assign bill amount with order amount. So if this condition is executed, bill amount will be discounted, and from the order amount, if it is condition results in false, the bill amount will be assigned to the default order amount. So now this block of statements gets executed. So now I will use equal to operation. So if order amount is exactly equal to 100, then give the discount, otherwise no discount. So wrong calculation. So it has printed me the value 5. Means this statement got executed because it is 100. 500 divided by 100 is 5. So for calculating so we have got the 5 rupees discount, $5. So bill amount should be total amount minus discount. So now the bill amount is $95. So here the calculation is total amount minus the discount. So you can think that the statements will get executed from left to right. You can think the statement execution might be order amount minus order amount. So total order amount here it is 0. So 0 into multiplication with 5 is 0. So 0 divided by 100. So it should result in 0. So you might think like that because the statements will get executed from left to right. But why it executed in a different manner? So there is a precedence that is defined for an operator's execution. Star and slash has the high priority of execution in a statement. Suppose in a statement if you have multiplication and division and addition and minus, so it will first execute multiplication and divisions, then it will execute additions and subtractions. So there is a precedence and priority is defined on the execution of operations. So this is the precedence that will get executed. Prefix operators, then it will get execute multiplication, division and remainder operators as the high priority. After that it will execute the plus and minus, then it will execute the relational operations. In relational operations also it has high priority for less than and greater than and less than or equal to and greater than or equal to. Then it has priority for equal to and double equal to. After that it has precedence for and or operations. So the least precedence is for the assignment operations. So once all this statement gets executed, then the assignment will get executed because assignment is the operation is the least prioritized operation in a statement. So is that clear? The precedence of execution. So now I give the value of order amount is 101 and I execute. Because order amount is not equal to 100, it will not execute the discount. It will execute this else block and it will print the bill amount. So the discount was not given because the order amount is not 100. So now I can write statements like if order amount is equal to 100, I will give 10% discount. If order amount equal to 200, I will give 20% discount. Greater than 100, so I wanted to give 20% discount. So else no discount, bill amount will be equal to the order amount. So here you have multiple conditions. In else also you can define one more if statement. So if these two conditions, first it will execute this if condition, if it is equal to 100, so it will execute this condition. Else, if this condition results in false, then it will come to the else block and it will execute this if statement. If it is greater than 100, then it will execute this block. If this statement also results in false, then it will execute the bill amount else block. This is the default block. If any of the condition doesn't met, then it will execute this default else block. So our order amount is greater than 100, then it got executed this block. And so to understand which block is getting executed, so you can have some print statements. So I have printed the statements, so to understand which block of the statements getting executed. Now I am executing. So you see it has printed greater than 100 because this block of statements got executed. So first it came to this statement and it has printed greater than 100, then it has calculated the bill amount and it came out of this if block and finally it has printed the result. So this is how we can use a conditional statement if. So here we have multiple conditions. So if you have multiple equal conditions, suppose if I say order amount equal to 200, give 20% discount. Else if order amount equal to 300, give 30% discount. So as I don't have the default, so if the order amount equal to 100, 10%, 20% and 30%, so there you can write multiple if statements. So there is a simplified if statement in this kind of situations which we call it as switch case. How can we write the switch case statement for this kind of if statements? So I will comment this group of statements. So for commenting group of statements in a Java program, so we can use this notation /star and /slash. So all the statements between these two gets commented. So if I wanted to comment a single line, I can use /slash. Now I will write this if conditions in a different format, that is a switch case. So the syntax for switch case is switch the conditional parameter. Here for our program, conditional parameter is order amount and the value. So if the value is 100, what should be done? Similarly, I can define multiple cases. If case is 200, then what should be done? Case is 300. The default is the default else block. So this above block of if statements can be changed like this using the switch block. So here it is giving an error saying that the switch cannot be used for floating point types. So the key value that you are using inside a switch statement cannot be used for the floating point numbers. So it can be used only for integers, strings. So for the switch execution purpose, I will just change the value of it to integer. Now I will make the order value as 100, 200. So by default, bill amount so the above if conditions and this switch statement are same. So this means this is the value of the variable that I wanted to compare. These are the cases. If it is equal to 100, what should be done? If it is 200, if it is 300. So based on our requirement or scenario, we will go for either if or switch statement. So you can write any one of those. The switch statement is more readable than multiple if statements. So if the order amount matches 100, it will execute all the statements below this. So the break is used for completing the block of statement that needs to be executed when the case matches. So now I will run this program. So 200 equal to 200 gets executed and the 20% discount. So the total bill amount is 160. So if I don't put this break statement, I will comment this break statement, what will happen? It has executed 200 case and again it executed 300 case also because it has printed equal to 300 and it has given 30% discount. So if I don't put this break, it will execute all the sequence of statements below this till it enters the break. So each case we should put a break for the completing the block. So if the value of the key doesn't matches any of the cases, then the default case will get executed. So order amount is 201 I have given, it doesn't match with any of these cases. So the default bill amount is the total order amount. It has printed that. So both of these two blocks are same. So is that clear?